Suitable Flesh by Joe Lynch, who's a director I really like. Just to run down some of his stuff. Wrong Turn 2. Now, Crystal, we don't like any Wrong Turn movie. Wrong Turn 2 is this... Huh?
Wait, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Isn't this the one where the girl gets like cut in half?
Yes.
That one is so cool.
Wrong Turn 2 is a rare thing where the sequel is so goddamn good and better than it had any right to be.
I love the sequel.
Wrong Turn 2 is like one of my favorite like campy horror films, and I hate that it's shoehorned in a franchise that I don't like. But yeah, so Joe Lynch killed it there. Knights of Badassdom is a lot of fun. The studio fucked it over and changed a lot, but it still manages to be enjoyable. And Mayhem was a good time. They play that on Joe Bob's show. Yeah.
Yep.
So I really like this director. He's a really funny guy. I really connect with his material. I was excited for Suitable Flesh. The best way I described it, I think, Sarah, I texted you. This is like if Stuart Gordon made a Cinemax After Dark softcore porn.
Yeah.
I don't know if that resonates with the rest of you. Joey,
you texted me that too. I couldn't be more excited to watch this after you texted me that.
That's so funny. I think this movie had promise because it had some pretty decent actors. And if anything, the actors were great. But I don't like the writing in this movie. And plus, like, characters in movies always make dumb decisions, right?
Yeah.
But the characters in this movie make the dumbest fucking decisions ever. And I wanted to rip my hair out, man.
Yeah.
And like, without getting into spoilers, right? Like, if the words can be spoken wherever he is, then why in the beginning did the victim have to hear it?
It's a good question.
I'm confused, man. And it's not the brownie.
Did you eat a brownie before this one?
I did eat a brownie.
That could probably... But sugar was just too high, I guess.
Joey, that's actually really smart that you say that. Like, that makes sense.
Thank you.
I get it, man.
Listen, I have 2 brain cells and they're both fighting for 3rd place, but it doesn't matter.
No, but like, I'm also in there fighting with you. I get it.
Crystal, how did you feel about this one?
I really liked it. I love the Lovecraft aspect of it. I am a huge Lovecraft fan. If you like Lovecraft, blood, sex, and Barbara Crampton, like, this is the movie. I also love her as well, and I love her so much. I thought it was really interesting. The sex was so over the top. I like to think this was over top or a little over top on purpose. It was, I mean, there was a little confusing parts where I wasn't sure if you had to have sex with a demon in order for it to. I wasn't sure what the rules were, but by the end, I kind of disregarded the rules and just went for the ride, and I really enjoyed it. Plus, I love movies that involve, psychiatric hospital type things, like a padded room. I'm in. This is my kind of thing.
You find that comforting. It's a very
sex
fun
and padded rooms. Let's go. And I love the effect of at the end with the body climbing the burn up body.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that I thought was
so
a phenomenal effect. There's some really good blood gore in here, and I really enjoyed it.
Real quick, what you said about Lovecraft, Barbara Crampton, I was reading, they were trying to make it that she is her character from Beyond, but they couldn't clear the license for it. So this would have been like an unofficial From Beyond sequel.
It was also supposed to be a little bit of with Reanimator as well. There was actually a lot of influence.
They mentioned like the school from Reanimator a couple times.
So much.
She literally says the word
name.
Yeah. She literally says the word reanimated as in one of her lines. I was like, whoa.
Sarah, how'd you feel about this one? I feel like you might like this one a lot.
I mean, I'm in love with Barbara Crampton. I mean,
the woman doesn't really age. It's kind of impressive.
She doesn't.
She's so gorgeous. I absolutely adore her. Not only is she gorgeous, I love her performance. I always love seeing her. Anyway, so here's some of my notes. I just also enjoyed Heather Graham. I've enjoyed seeing her in the
I don't remember the last time I've seen her in like a movie, so it was nice seeing her again.
Scream 5. She was in Scream 5.
No, that's that actress. No.
That's not Heather.
Yeah. No, that's Marley Shelton or Mari.
Oh my god, you're right.
They look like me. Crystal, in the Valentine episode, we talked about how they look alike, those two actresses.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I'm not the only one.
Yo, no, you are not. It's a lot of people get him confused.
So I wonder where I've seen. I did see Heather Graham.
Damn, well, Heather Graham was in Austin Powers too.
No, you're right.
That is iconic.
And she's Roller Girl from Boogie Nights.
I love Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights is good. But and then I just wrote it all of a sudden it got like very horny. I was
enjoying that part. I was enjoying you don't understand. When I say it felt like a Cinemax movie, it did. It was making me nostalgic for After Dark Cinemax movies. I'm like, there's only like 3 locations. The music's cheesy.
The music.
Oh my god, the music.
Yes.
But then it's also a horror movie about body switching demons, which I found really predictable. The whole plot with the demons and whatnot, I found kind of predictable, but I liked the way the story was being told.
Yeah.
Real quick though, Jonathan Sheech, I think his name is. Look, I've tried to be nicer to him in recent years, but every time I see him, I'm filled with rage because he's the star of Roadhouse 2. And I hate Roadhouse 1 is the greatest film ever made, so it only makes sense that its sequel would be the complete opposite.
But we know how excited you are for the remake.
Crystal went through a tunnel. So many tunnels. Why is everyone driving here? Oh, she's back.
It's a weird tunnel, guys. Sorry.
So yeah, basically, she's a psychiatrist. She kind of falls for one of her patients, or actually, not even a patient, just some random fucking kid.
No, literally.
Yeah, and his dad is the senator from X-Men, and it turns out he's actually he's a body switching demon that's trying to take over her. And then occasionally he does oh god, my slides. He does take over her, and they're constantly. I did like toward the end where they're bouncing through different bodies back and forth and back and forth. It was a good time. It was good. Not my favorite Joe Lynch thing that I've seen. I still like Mayhem and Wrong Turn 2 a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a fun little.
It's definitely a solid title.
Yeah, it's a good title, and this hit Shudder this month. Came out 2023, but it just hit Shudder. Yeah, does anyone have anything else to say? Joe, you have anything else to say?
No, this is a cool movie, man.
Sarah, do you have anything else to say?
I'm looking. I said I really enjoyed the ending. I think we mentioned that. I just like the whole ending. I thought that was really action-packed. Even though it was just like set in one place.
Yeah.
I like how impressive. I liked how it was done.
It was tense. It was tense.
It was good. It was really tense. I wrote that I feel like it went on a tad, just a little hair bit too long.
I think so. I agree.
Maybe like 10, 15 minutes. Not too much, but just a little bit. And then I liked the decapitation.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. Oh, do I have a picture of that?
But
goddamn! I don't have a picture. I meant to put a picture of that in the slide.
I love me a good decapitation, so I very much like those. It's approved by me.
Crystal, what are your final thoughts on Suitable Flesh?
Honestly, it's like I said. It's if you like Lovecraft, blood, sex, and Barbara Crampton. That's all you need.
I like all those things.
I love all those things, and this is it. This is it.
Late Night with the Devil.
I
assume we all saw this, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I've been dying to see this. I think it technically came out last month in theaters, and everyone was like, Tony, are you not going to review it? And I was like, it hits Shudder in like a few weeks, guys. I gotta watch a lot of theater movies. I'll see it when it hits Shudder.
That's exactly the tone I read your DM in. And I was like, we should cover this. Like, Gil, it comes out on Shudder next month. Okay, I'm sorry.
Look, this is a better movie to watch on TV because it's filmed like a TV program. It kind of works.
No, literally.
Yeah, I've had my eyes set on this one for a while just because I thought it was a really cool concept. I know there have been similar stuff like this. I've never watched the WNUF holiday special. I hear that's really good.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, people are recommending a movie called Ghost Watch from the 90s. The only similar one I've seen And I tweeted someone about it today. There's a movie from 1994. It was a made-for-TV movie called Without Warning, not to be confused with a different Without Warning. And the whole movie is basically an alien invasion, but it's done as like a news broadcast. It's free on YouTube, by the way. I don't know who owns it, but they're just letting it out on YouTube. It is a good time. Check out Without Warning, 1994. So this idea of a guy, the whole movie is done like a 70s late night broadcast, and they're trying to talk to the devil and stuff. I'm like, this seems awesome. Yeah, that's basically the story. He's trying to communicate with dark forces. They have a girl there who claims to be possessed. There's a skeptic. There's a medium. It's a really good time, and things go crazy. Joey Charleston, what did you think of this movie?
I thought it was pretty good. The whole 70s look was really sweet. And, the 70s being like the satanic panic or whatever you were telling me about with the Omen episode.
We're back in satanic panic, guys.
Yeah,
I didn't think I'd live long enough to see it, but we're back.
It's cool.
I wear my Spawn shirt.
I mean, someone did try to bomb the satanic church, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are people? Do people not like? They're not Satan worshippers. The Church of Satan.
I know they're not.
Weird.
I know. I am a member. I know.
Yeah,
we're not.
I know. Me too. They're
just weird hippies that are getting out of paying taxes. It's pretty hilarious, and people think that they're actual Satanists. I'm like, no, I'm sure those people exist, but that's not them.
Hey, you look up the bylaws and you're like, huh. I think I might be a Satanist.
That's why I joined, man. I also joined the Church of Latter-day Dudes for the Big Lebowski. Don't tell them that.
I love that for you.
So, whatever. Yeah, I think my favorite character in this whole movie was the amazing Randy, the skeptic guy. He was fucking awesome.
God.
I feel like
you know who that actor is, by the way?
I have no idea.
That is Captain Bane from the Matrix sequels, the one that Agent Smith hacks into his brain. How did you guys not know that?
I can't believe I missed that, man. That's out of sight, dude.
Anyway, continue, Joey.
It was a little slow paced, but I could get over that. I feel like the commentator or the narrator, speaking for the first 10 minutes of the movie, explaining how everything got up to this point. It was pretty easy to figure out specifically what Jack was messing with or what he would end up coming up against later on. If you knew the ending, I guess it doesn't really make sense because you're only going to see it the first time once. But
okay, wait, Joey, I want to correct you. You said the first 10 minutes. What you meant to say was the second 5 minutes, because the first 5 minutes were just different production company logos.
That's right.
I got a heads up on that.
It went on forever.
I thought it was a joke.
The time code. Yeah, Crystal sent me the time code to start the movie. I'm like, and as before I saw the tweet.
Laughing.
Yeah, and I'm watching the movie, and I'm just like, because I got the heads up. I'm like, holy shit, they're not lying.
That's like a family. Isn't that a Family Guy joke where Peter?
Yeah, it is. Someone brought that up on Twitter. They played that Family.
It's a Family Guy joke.
That's so. Yeah. All right. So the second 10 minutes after
that. Fun fact about that opening narration. So the way the movie is structured, there's an opening narration. What we're supposed to see is the broadcast. I have a little bit of an issue because it's supposed to be hey, this is what happened. But then in between the segments during the commercial break, there's this omnipresent black and white footage that I'm like, is this part of the found footage? Who's filming all this? It's a problem I have with found footage stuff. But in the beginning, they mentioned that Jack was part of a secret society. What's the real secret society? Skull and Bones or something?
Yeah, Skull and Bones or something like that.
This is a cool reference. I don't know if any of you caught it. Sarah, you might have caught it. But one of the guys that they show the picture of in the woods, he's wearing the mask from Stage Fright, the owl mask from Stage Fright.
Yes, I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, Joe from Movie Dumpster showed me that movie last year. So when I was watching, I'm like, I know what that is.
I got so excited.
Yeah. So I guess going back down the line, Gil, how did you feel about Late Night with the Devil?
I really enjoyed this movie. I think it's there's a certain vibe to a late night talk show that's live in the earlier days where maybe there's a little bit less control. You don't know what's going to go wrong, what could happen. There's such a specific tone to that, and I feel like they capture it perfectly. Mm-hmm. And I think even without the supernatural stuff that's eventually going to happen, and without the knowledge that this is a found footage movie, so it has to go somewhere, I just found the show itself entertaining. And Joey, you mentioned the skeptic, like just watching him play off the medium was so entertaining. And the only thing, and I just also want to mention, first off, it's awesome to see this actor finally get to be something besides like character actor in like in a small role. David, I know I can't pronounce his last name.
Mastakellen. Oh God.
Yeah, exactly. Mastakellen.
Sounds right.
Charleston's word.
Right. Old Charleston Chew. He's amazing. There's like some depth to his character, and like you said, Joey, there's some stuff that's obvious based on the narration, but the movie is different from most of the other horror movies you're going to see so far this year. It doesn't feel like a Hollywood produced thing. It's different. So I really appreciated that, and I'm a little bit more forgiving to it. The only thing is I wish it was scarier. Like, there is a lot of tension in the slow build that you know something is coming, and there's kind of a centerpiece to the movie, and you have a picture of it here where, like, at some point they're going to try and do this thing, and I was so ready for it to just be terrifying, and I don't feel like it ever really got there. But I had a lot of fun with the movie. I would just describe it more as spooky rather than terrifying.
Sarah, how did you feel about this?
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. Like, there was such a good build up, and I was so in, like, right from the get-go. I mean, there was such a great setup, and like right from the beginning, I'm like, okay, I'm so excited, and like, I mean, this was gonna be so scary, and I was locked in, and when the buildup was there and it was gonna happen, it happened, and okay, okay, spooky, like, it was cool, but then that was it. I just wish there was a little bit more, and it also like, it got to a certain level, and then it stayed at that level, and then it stayed that level for a little bit too long.
I get what you guys are saying about the scares. I think my favorite scare is when they're like playing back the tape and he sees the dead woman, and then like for like a second it cuts to him and she's behind him, and then it cuts and she's gone. That reminds me, I always say subtle scares are like my favorite. The original Grudge. There's a couple moments, not the original, the first movie version of The Grudge, because there's 10,000 Grudges. There's like a moment that a lot of people miss where someone opens up a window and you just see the ghost boy in the window. There's no attention drawn to it or anything. That shit scares me. I did like this moment too with the medium.
Oh yeah.
So I love the skeptic, because when I was like younger and a teenager, I always thought like all the supernatural stuff was cool. I was watching like Sightings, the X-Files. Like, man, this is real.
That's so real. I felt that.
Yeah, and then I got older, and I'm like with the skeptic. I'm like, you guys are all bullshit. This is all fake. This is all dumb. So I kind of like that. I was hoping the movie would go in the one direction it was going, and then it didn't. So that was cool. He's great. He's so phenomenal.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
That picture sums up his character perfectly.
I know, literally. The whole side sequel series about this dude.
Amazing facial hair. God. It's like sculpted and everything.
Oh, yeah. That's a manly man, man.
Yeah.
Out of sight, dude.
The velvet.
the velvet suit jacket really sells his character. So yeah, I was on board for pretty much everything. Even though you guys said it wasn't like scary, it was interesting. But without without spoiling stuff, I got it. I got the little hints that they were dropping, like what he did to make this happen, the sacrifice he had to make, and I understood. And then I guess they didn't trust themselves. And the whole like last 5-10 minutes, I'm like, cut all this. This is not needed. It changes it changes aspect ratios. It now looks like a modern HD film. And it basically just spells out it was so good giving you those little hints. And then it was just like, no, people might not get it. Let's really just drag this out and spell it out. I'm like, no, you don't need this. What is this?
This is such a weird thing to compare it to, but I don't know how many people are gonna know this movie, but no, people might. Okay, so it really reminds me of I don't know if y'all know this movie, but a movie called Living in Oblivion.
Oh, I love that movie.
Okay.
No, I legitimately love that movie with Steve Buscemi and Peter Dinklage.
Oh yeah, that's a great movie.
Okay. When I met Dermot Mulroney, that's the movie I talked to him about. I love that movie. Okay, anyways, it's like, because they kind of do the similar thing, where it's like they're trying to do that, but they didn't do it right.
Well, yeah, Living in Oblivion does it throughout the film, where it tells like.
But it's also a significantly shorter movie.
Yes.
It's just what it made me think of.
By the way, Living in Oblivion is free to watch on Tubi. So if you don't know what we're talking about, go watch it. Joey C, it's a classic.
I'm going to have to watch it now.
So good.
And I mean, like, it's a real classic, not like SpongeBob's Beach Adventure or whatever.
Whoa. Inspector Gadget 2, man. A classic. Come on, dude.
Gil, if you ever do a video on like classic movies, do not invite Joey. He doesn't understand the word, the term. No, I get what you're saying, but yeah, Late Night with the Devil does that weird shift way too late. And again, like I liked piecing the things together and figuring out what happened by myself. So to have it all laid out at the end and overly explained, I'm like, oh, didn't need that. That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Why is the devil doing any of this shit? Who is filming at this point? Why doesn't it look like the film on the TV? I don't understand. But yeah, I honestly think it was a great time. Even though I didn't really like the ending, it's a solid film. I think we can all agree.
Yep.
Yeah, and the effects are great. It's got some cheesy digital effects, but the practical effects with like the worms and the demon face. It is a good time. Sorry. My Amazon thing, it looked like it was about to start playing a different podcast. And I was about to be like, no, don't play someone's podcast while I'm podcasting.
Oh, you mean your many girlfriends were calling you is what you meant.
That's what I really meant to say. My many girlfriends were calling me through my Amazon. I can't even say the name of it.
Because they were buying you so many gifts, man. That's because you're Tony. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm single. Good guy.
Anyway, I think we can all agree, though, that our favorite thing from this film were these cute little cartoons they put in between segments, like that one. Who could not love that? By the way, before this episode, I saw someone on Instagram post that they got this as a t-shirt, and I really kind of want to buy this t-shirt and go to horror conventions. Do any of you know the backstory behind this image? Are you all aware?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess they used AI when they were shooting this, because people forget, before everyone decided that it was literally the devil, everyone was enjoying AI for like a month. So I'm guessing they made these images in AI and they threw it up for like, they're literally on screen for like 10 seconds. And then it got out.
Missed one time. I literally like looked to the left of I looked to the wall and then I looked back and I missed one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not. That's how quick it is. I literally missed it. Like,
yeah,
they're barely in them.
I know that is. And even the director was like, well, I'm glad people got mad. It brings up a discussion. I get why people were mad, but people are like, we have to boycott this movie. It's like, all right, guys, relax.
Yeah, like maybe
because looking at it, it does. When the closer you look at it, it's like, wow, that could be a cool image if like a real artist came in. Like you can use AI for like a rough sketch and then have like a real artist like go over it and whatnot, which is probably what they should have done, because look at that right hand on the skeleton.
They say they touched it up after, but now that I'm looking at it closer,
no, that was not. If that is
at all.
That was not touched up after.
The only thing I believe is they might have typed night owls at the bottom. That's the one thing.
Yeah, that was probably there. By the way, AI, I don't know if any of you. All right, if you guys have local bars in your area, follow their Facebook page, because I'm learning from my area, a lot of like local bars are using AI to make like advertisements. And there's one by me, I wish I remember the name of it. They showed a picture of two hands banging like beer bottles together, but the hands had like 7 fingers. And then the text was also AI generated, so there were extra letters and stuff. So it's fun to see small businesses trying to get away with this. And it's like, uh-oh.
That's fucked.
It's a great time. What a world we're living in, guys.
I
It's
couldn't tell,
beautiful.
though,
I
with
love
this
it.
controversy, I didn't actually see anybody complaining about it. I only saw people saying, like, come on, guys, like, this is an indie movie. They did this, like, years ago. It's barely in the movie. Like, I don't think we should be complaining about this.
No, I saw people.
You saw
legit-
people? Okay.
I guess I maybe I follow more horror accounts, but I did
Gotcha.
see people like, I don't know, Sarah, did you see more people legit angry or addressing it?
I saw some people that were like, I saw some people that were pretty hardcore about it.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe I came in late in the game once the director, like, already spoke out about it, and then
That's probably true.
might have
yeah.
calmed down a bit.
yeah. I mean, a lot of people were fine with it.
Yeah,
but
I get what they're saying. I wish they would
there
have
were
fixed
some
it up. At least for the streaming version, I wish they would have went back and fixed it before it hit streaming, but didn't ruin.
A lot of
Honestly,
people said that. Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, it was the last 5 minutes of the movie made me angrier than the AI because I'm just like, it's like I think this movie thinks I'm stupid and that I didn't figure it out, but I did figure it out and I deserve a reward.
Literally.
I want the director to call me and go, Tony, you're smart. You're smart that you figured it out, and I'll give this movie 5 stars.
Segue into let's check my voicemails and see.
Oh no, I forgot to do voicemails this time. Shit. Leave a voicemail at the voicemail line. But yeah, that is all I got to say about Late Night with the Devil. If you have Shudder, just sorry. Adam is now leaving the theater. Adam, we're not letting you on the show, by the way, if you're watching. Because last time we let you on, you broke your goddamn microphone. But Adam will, if you're joining late, sorry for the people who are listening to this a day later, and they're like, Tony, I already heard you say this. If you're joining late live, me and Adam will be going live on Saturday to talk about Jerry Seinfeld's new film, Unfrosted, because we decided that needed its own review. And you know what? I'm sure it'll do better than Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. How could it do worse? So yeah. You guys don't understand. The Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead review got more views than the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire review. I'm like, wait, what? How? How was that possible?
Oh my god.
Two left. First up, In a Violent Nature. This is the indie darling slasher film told from the point of view of a slasher, inspired by a lot of these slasher games like Friday the 13th. Now, the idea is like, hey, what if you were watching a slasher movie, but you only interacted with the humans when the slasher was there, and the whole time you're just following the undead killer, and it's just him for long periods of time stalking. Would that be interesting for 30 minutes?
No.
Would it be interesting for over an hour?
No.
Let's find out. Crystal already spoiled it. Josie, what did you think of In a Violent Nature?
It's a pretty slow burn, I think.
Oh, was it slow?
But I think I think my attitude towards it would be different if I was with like a group of my friends. It's no Terrifier 2, but it's still pretty brutal and gory. And it's kind of like a fresh and interesting idea. I just don't think it hit that well. Another interesting I actually like really enjoyed was the ambient sound throughout.
Mm-hmm.
That I really fucking enjoyed. Like there's literally no music until the
none.
end. And that was from a filmmaking point of view, that was really awesome to see. So just that point alone was really cool. I really dug that. So like I said, if I was with people, maybe I would have enjoyed it more, but Joey C had a little too many magical brownies and did not.
Magic brownies now?
Did not.
I can't imagine how slow it was.
It was real slow. Burn.
He accidentally had the movie on pause for 6 hours. He won't move.
Gil, what did you think of this movie? Did you like the part where you saw the killer's back?
Yeah. You get to see so many different forms of back. You see him without the jacket on. You see him without the hat on. I think I liked it better than you guys did, but not by much because I
didn't say if I liked it or not, but keep going.
Well, I was speaking to the people who have spoken up to this point.
Okay.
I apologize, Tony. I shouldn't have assumed that.
Tony doesn't count. It's fine.
I automatically give the movie points just for trying something different. And after watching so many movies recently, just to see something where you're like, a guy walking and nothing happening. I haven't seen that before. And if you are patient with it, I do feel like it starts to work. Like the tension of watching him just walk towards someone, and especially considering how large he is, you just start to imagine what's going to happen when he actually starts killing and just destroying people. And Joey, you mentioned Terrifier, and I thought of that movie too, because one thing that's really creepy is when you see somebody just dismantling a person and killing them slowly and methodically.
Yoga kill is pretty brutal.
Oh yeah,
God.
And just the kind of matter of fact way they do it. There's a scene in the short film Terrifier. A girl walks into a gas station and sees the clown just cutting a guy to pieces, and he kind of just looks up while he's in the middle of it, and there's just no reaction from him at all. And that calmness is so creepy, and they do that in this movie too. But I will say, watching a person walk around can try your patience. And about halfway through the movie, I feel like I was starting to run out of it. And that also happens to be the point where people start to become aware of him. And it starts to become like a normal slasher just from his perspective. And I feel like it does the slasher thing of characters making very stupid decisions. Like these two friends get into an argument where one of them is like, I think there's a lot of people missing. I think maybe they're dead. Maybe we should leave. You want to leave? Go! And he throws his keys into the woods. That's just one example. There's a bunch of others. Basically, every decision from that point on is so dumb, I have to assume it was intentional. And I've seen people call the movie satirical, but I don't know what it would be satirizing. And I saw a quote from the director where he said, "We didn't want to make this a mockery or a satire of what a slasher traditionally is. We wanted to pay homage to those films." So it's not a satire. And I think what the movie does so well, like Joey, what you mentioned, how there's no score, it feels like it's got a very documentary feel. So when he's killing, it feels like he's actually killing people, and it's horrifying. But when you start to have these ridiculously over-the-top poor decisions, even coming down to the necklace, if you remove that necklace, a dead guy comes to life and starts killing people. Maybe don't have it just hanging in the woods where anyone can grab it. He's like, "You took the necklace. Why would you do that?" "Because it's hanging there. I found a necklace in the woods." You didn't even think to put up a sign that says, like, "Don't take necklace. Dead guy will kill you."
Why was it not buried with the killer? Wouldn't that make sense?
It doesn't make any sense. Like he wants the necklace, but I don't want to hold it. If you make me hold it, I'll kill you. I want it hanging 7 feet above me. Okay.
Well, Crystal, what did you think? Is this the greatest slasher you've ever seen?
Absolutely not. I heard a lot of people on Twitter and stuff, a lot of people in the horror family and community really do love this film. And I'm all about supporting indie films, low budget films. It just, get off, Bubby.
Showing your cat on stream is not good luck.
Yeah, we've been over this. I mean, although Joey continues.
I've had Bub here. He's still here. He made it to Florida with me. Okay, he just followed behind. When I first put it, I think my expectations for this film were very high because so many people wanted to watch it or said good things about it. I put it on. I actually backed out of it about at least 5 minutes in because I thought something was wrong with my screen. I said, "Is the audio just going and I'm not seeing anything? Like, is there something wrong?" Literally backed out and went back in. And I was like, and my boyfriend's in there. He's like, "I think that's the movie." And I was like, "No way." And it was because then I saw some leaves blow and I was like, "This is dumb." And it just starts, it just set that tone for me for the rest of the film. It felt like I was playing Chainsaw Massacre, the game.
Yeah.
It really did. A lot of just walking around in circles, not knowing what the fuck I was doing. That's exactly what I felt. He just kept walking. I get showing that's his journey. He just walks and just kind of happens to find people, I guess.
I think he's drawn to the necklace. He knows where to go.
He's drawn.
And I like his little backstory.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't drawn to it because he went to the one guy's house.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, at one point,
Yeah.
They drive by him, and then he just follows that car. I think.
He's just kind of following, I guess, noises and things, but he's just walking really slow. He doesn't run. He just walks, and I get it. Yeah. He's walking. I don't know if you guys knew, but he likes to walk.
He does like to walk. I did notice that, Crystal.
Okay. I honestly thought I was watching him. If you turned off the screen, if you just had the audio, you would think you were listening to like a meditation video.
Yeah. You're listening to ASMR.
That's what I thought I was
30 minutes
doing.
in, you hear somebody screaming and dying.
Yeah, like you hear those commercials sometimes for like meditation apps and it like plays it for a moment. That's what I felt like I was in. I was like, you know what? I could play this in the background of him just walking. I was like, little horror, little meditation, little ambient noise. Okay, I'm okay.
It would be good to have on in the background of like a Halloween party. Just have it projected on
just
the
him
wall.
walking.
That would be fun. It's a good ambient movie. I will say, if it wasn't trying to be comical, I would have picked a different mask because his mask. He actually was cooler without the mask. Once he gets the mask, I'm like, all right, it's kind of goofy.
Because they're trying to fill in his backstory. They're trying to make him too Jason.
Yeah,
too much like Jason. That's not what it is. Him going in and fucking stealing them. Why did he go in and steal the mask? Why?
Cool.
Because that's what as a kid, he always wore it, right? So he's like.
But didn't he just kill people 10 years ago? Where's that mask? So. Did he not wear it?
He didn't wear it.
I don't know why he got wear it now.
We're gonna need a prequel. We're gonna need a prequel. But
the kills, I will say, if it was short, okay, I'm gonna go. Hold on. If it wasn't as, I didn't realize it wasn't supposed to be funny. I thought it was supposed to be like kind of over the top, which kind of now kills me with that. Because the characters were very dumb, and I thought they were playing that as a joke. But if it cut the walking scenes, that movie could have been a short, and I thought it would have been great.
Yeah, it'd be fucking 4.
Those kills were fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
The one on the hill, loved it.
That's the standout one.
Yeah,
loved it.
Sure.
I believe I said the same thing about Skinamarink, where I went, this would be an interesting short film. And in Skinamarink's case, that was the case. There was a short film. I don't know if this had enough staying power for a feature. I enjoyed it. I don't see me actually sitting and paying attention to it again. But the idea, so if you don't like this movie, it actually shows you why those other movies are good. It's like, hey, this is why you don't see it from the killer's point of view, because it would actually be pretty boring. So all those characters that you complain about, in comparison, at least they're talking and having conversations and getting naked or whatever. They're not just walking around the woods and playing with toy cars. I did appreciate what it was trying to do. People are split on the ending.
I was going to ask, what did you guys think?
It took me a while, and then I realized what was going on. I'm like, oh, that's clever.
So what was going on?
Because it's expecting you for like the killer to pop out, and they just keep drawing it out and out and out and out. So it's actually kind of cool when it doesn't happen. I don't think that scene needed to be like 20 minutes long. It could have been a 5-minute scene and had the same effect. But I kind of like, because that's the only time we're not with the killer. It is suspenseful. The whole movie has trained you to be with the killer at all times, so you know what's happening. And that's the one time where you're taken out of your element. You're like, okay, now I don't know what's going to happen. But it also
do you think that story that the lady was telling was that valuable?
I think it was just something to distract you.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to tell a story interesting enough to keep your attention while you wait for, is he going to jump out and attack or not?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it was an interesting experiment. I am glad that it exists. I don't know if we need a sequel. They were talking about a sequel. I'm like,
officially announced. There's a poster already.
No, are you serious?
The hook is the 2.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
I'm curious about it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna rush to see that second one. This is
I will walk slowly to go see it.
I will walk slowly.
Yeah, there you go.
I will film my walk to the theater.
Through the forest, though, please.
Yes,
through the forest, day and night.
We can't find Tony. He's
probably at the gas station finding the girls. Like, what?
I want to get one of those GoPro things that can hang on the back of me and just film my entire walk. But yeah, I think that's all we have to say about In a Violent Nature. I think we all agree it was interesting, but it might not have fired for all of us. Now we're at the big one, guys. Next up, VHS.
Oh, so much to say about this one.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Me and Joey C watched this the first night of Crypt Video Rentals. We came home. We're like, let's just watch it. We want to watch it so
Did you guys
bad.
cuddle together?
We did cuddle. It was very late.
You know that fly incident I was talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, we had a visitor for this movie. So we're trying to watch this movie, which has a lot of quiet scenes, and I actually took a video of it. This is what we heard for 90% of the film. It wouldn't stop. Crystal, it kept
the whole fucking time, no joke. It
and I started
once.
I started looking for it. I think it was in the wall. Like I couldn't like physically get to it. Just we're like really trying to pay attention. And we're trying so hard to tune this out, and we couldn't. We're like, oh my god,
it was so fucking bad. It didn't stop once.
You couldn't find it? Like, where the fuck was it?
I think it was inside, like, the wall here behind my desk. Anyway, VHS Beyond. I forget what number. What is this? Like the 7th VHS?
Seventh. I think it's the 7th one. Yeah.
They're getting wackier. You know, I really like the first two. People didn't like Viral. I thought Viral was hit or miss. I really enjoyed the other VHS movies. We talked about one. I think I've talked about the last two on live wrap ups.
Yeah, I think we did.
One of them I couldn't stand. One of them recently.
Oh, recently.
Was it 80?
There was 94,
85.
99, and then 84 was the last one.
Yeah.
I don't remember. There was one I was just like, I can't.
There's always going to be hit or miss ones with most anthologies. This one was supposed to be more sci-fi based. So
it says no safe space, so I thought it was all going to take place in outer space because they talked about aliens like the entire time.
Yeah, no, it's more just like, I mean, all the other ones were kind of varieties. It looks like they're going to be like, hey, this one's going to be specifically science fiction, not all aliens, but science fiction.
Didn't all of them except one have something to do with aliens?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure every single one except one of them, which pissed me off because I was like, there's no aliens in this, and how is this even sci-fi? I'm confused. Like, it didn't fit.
It's a little sci-fi, but the first segment, Stork, was awesome.
Yep.
So it's like a bunch of rogue cops are going into this house where there are all these people have kidnapped babies. We find out that they're like zombie aliens. Something crashed in the house and started possessing people. And I don't want to spoil it too much. The title maybe gives it away. I mean, a lot of VHS is in first person. But I think this specifically was meant to mimic like the new Resident Evil games. And I felt. Yeah. And especially with the chainsaw, this felt like Doom. I'm like, can we give this guy a Doom movie? This is the closest, not even counting the two real Doom movies. I'm like, this is the closest I ever felt to being like in a Doom situation.
Yeah. It completely felt like a video game. 110%. I was like, am I in a video? Like, even the newer video games where they are very, very lively.
Yeah.
I was very shocked. I was like, holy shit, this feels like a newer video game. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. Me and Joey C loved it. Joey, how did you feel about this one? This one got us pumped up.
Yeah, we were fucking stoked, dude. And not to mention on top of that, it was like 2:00 in the morning. So we're all fucking loopy and shit.
We were all stoked. We were like, this is great. I sure hope nothing ruins it.
If I remember correctly, the cricket started right after this segment. Like, this was the only fucking segment we got peacefully, dude. I remember it happened once, and you were like, "Oh yeah, this happens sometimes," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then it just didn't stop for fucking years. Well, because there's like a window right there, so we thought it was like outside the window. And also,
it's just it was still like tail end of summer. It's humid. Now I haven't heard them in a while. They're all dying off now. It just happens when you live close to nature. But yeah, this whole sequence was awesome. The big monster at the end was ridiculous, but the effect was so good. I think the suit actor is the guy who plays like the Predator and Prey and a couple other movies. This one like set the standard for the rest of the movie. I was like, I hope they're all as good as this.
Yeah, same.
Little let down by the next one. The robot Indian pop star.
Yeah, this one was a little weird.
It was a little confusing at first. Like, oh, she's a robot. Then it's like, oh, and I guess she just decides to be evil, and her powers are not like very specific. Like she's shooting acid at one point. I'm like, why would she even have that in her? This one was a letdown. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I think so. It was kind of like lackluster compared to the last. If the last one wasn't so fucking good, I would have thought this one was like pretty decent. But after how good the first one was, I was like, yeah, this one's kind of a filler one.
Yeah, how'd you feel about this one, Crystal?
Same. I thought it was going to grow a little bit more. At first, I was like, okay, and then it just never reached a better moment.
Yeah.
It got a little confusing. The music video was way too long. It really just I think the music video
a Bollywood thing. I think that was intentional.
I understand that, but when the Bollywood music video is just as like is almost more than half of the fucking segment, come on.
But the gore at the end was fucking awesome.
I will say that. I will say that.
Great.
And I think was she a robot / alien?
Yeah, she was like, well, she was definitely like a robot that I think went rogue because they were like making new faces and stuff for her.
Yeah.
But I guess she like got free will and sentience and went nuts. Yeah, this one didn't do it for me.
She kept saying, I want your face, I want your face.
Yeah.
And then having the face in the back made me feel as if like she's done it before, but she's clearly hasn't.
No, I think that was just new ones for her. I think she was getting sentience and just didn't like what she was doing. And she's like, I'd rather be that guy instead. But since she's like a robot, she doesn't understand that you can't just rip a guy's face off and go around. I just want to know why she was preloaded with acid. Why would you put that in her? But this next one started off incredibly. The skydiving one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this one killed me.
I was so into this one. This was intense. So these guys, there's someone's having a birthday. They're all going to go skydiving. There's suddenly an alien ship above the city. Fighter jets are fighting it. An alien jumps on their ship. They end up crashing into the UFO. And it is a horrifying sequence of just people falling from the air, and their chute's not working. We were so tense during this. And I thought that was going to be the whole thing. That is enough for a story. Just your plane crashes into a UFO and you're going to
that's all I thought it was going to be, was like a UFO just crashing into a plane.
Yeah. And I said, I hope they don't ruin it with anything stupid looking. And then this thing showed up and I went,
yeah.
Thing is so fucking gross.
So stupid. Why were they outside of their ship without armor? Why did they also it was so? I started thinking logistically, if they just invaded in a big alien ship, why are they just jumping out willy nilly? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, why did they care to get those specific people?
I think because the one was on the plane and it crashed and it just started chasing them through an orange grove. I feel like these were two different ideas. Alien chasing.
That's exactly what it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that shot where the camera pans and it's in the car did make us jump.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
It made us jump, and then we were speechless, except for,
Look at our
I had a lot to say, okay? The cricket had a lot to say.
Except for him. He was not speechless. He had a lot to go
faces.
on and say.
That's so funny.
So yeah, that one started off really, really good. That was giving me vertigo and stuff, and then it ruined it with these wonky leg aliens. They just look stupid. I mean, credit for them just trying to have a new alien look, but this ain't it, dog. This ain't it. Quick update. Oh no, guys! Less than 30 seconds. We only have 4 out of 10 super chats to get. Oh no, we're gonna miss our goal.
But we had other money that came in. What the fuck?
But it needs to be specifically a $10 super chat. We didn't get. I feel like Aaron Imholt. I'm gonna miss the goal. You all let me down. You let me down.
The people who really
if I
suffered
had
here.
a wife, she would leave me for Nick Rekieta. That's how I feel right now because I missed the goddamn goal. No.
Yep.
Poor
No.
Space
That's
Jam.
why she would leave you.
Oh, come on.
What are we gonna do? If any WATP fans are lurking in here, they're gonna get everything I just said. Next up, fur babies.
This was fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb.
So these people are investigating this girl they think is abusing dogs, and they go in with hidden cameras. And even though they have enough like evidence, they just don't go in and save their friends. And it turns out she's turning humans into dog people and making them dogs. Justin Long did this one.
Yeah, I could have told you that after Tusk.
Yeah,
But-
you look like such a nerd, Crystal. Yeah, Justin Long did this. I had fun with this one. It didn't. I mean, it is sci-fi. She's modifying the bodies in an unrealistic scientific way. But
It
yeah,
has
you're
nothing
right.
to do with aliens. Almost every other thing had something to do with aliens. Even the robot girl and the other one
Well, no, that had- the
reminded me of an
robot girl-
alien.
The robot girl, I don't think was aliens.
She was alien-esque
Yeah, I
because
guess.
there's something about it that I was like, oh, she reminds me of an alien.
But this one definitely
This was
feels the
dumb.
most different. Yeah, she's turned people into dog people, and they all look stupid.
It's fucking horrifying, is what it was.
It was definitely
Yeah.
horrifying, yeah. When they came out at the end, you're like, holy shit.
I-
And like,
oh my
sure,
God.
I understand
I
the
had fun with it.
psychology.
Yeah.
Like the psychology behind it is like, you're basically, she was like breaking them down
Mhm.
until they obeyed and actually thought that, which had to take a while, but Jesus, this
But
was so, and then like sewing it into their skin, like, but no one else came looking for them.
That was the weird thing. It took so
The-
long for the friends
PETA
to
type
come in.
people. Also,
Yeah.
is this? But I have so many questions because this is her. It was her advertisement.
Yeah.
Does she literally have no one else come in?
Maybe
You
From her
know,
advertisement?
I think she only replaces dead dogs. So maybe most of the time it's just a regular dog sitting business. But when one of her dogs
There's no
dies-
other dogs though.
Well,
No,
you
there
know,
were
she's
some
not
dogs
very
in the
good at it.
cage.
It's not very good at it. I feel like she replaces her dead dogs with human dogs. I did like that one ate a mailman at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was funny. I mean, it is technically sci-fi, but it's not up there with aliens and robots. You're right. They went
No,
so,
this was dumb.
it's easy to go from alien to robot. It's hard to go from like alien to like splicing humans with dogs, but like not even like in a cool way, just like
And then,
kind of
like-
sewing and messing them up.
And then she had her own YouTube channel or something like that. I was just like, what? It just felt so. And this is also though after, so you can't forget about the segments in between.
Okay.
So you also have random people as if it's a documentary
Mm.
throughout the segment saying,
I
oh,
was
yeah,
gonna
you know what I'm
talk
talking about?
I was going to talk about that at the end. The framing.
Okay, go
device.
ahead and talk
Yeah.
about that because
Yeah.
the one segment going into this
Mm.
confused the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
also, like, I know it wasn't just me because my boyfriend's like, what? Wait, what just
Yeah,
happened? And I was like, I don't
The
know.
framing device is probably the weakest the series has ever had, to be honest.
Mhm.
But the next one is the one that Katie Siegel directed, that Mike Flanagan wrote. I forget what it was called. Stowaway.
It was
So it's
so
about-
good.
This lady is documenting her experience in the desert, the Mojave Desert. She's investigating lights. She stumbles onto an alien ship, and she's very excited for this. This is what she wants. We find out that she is doing this at a great detriment to her family. She's even taping over her daughter's birthday party to get this footage. What I liked about this is that in the ship she had to use the infrared. So it was a way to have a futuristic setting, but do it at a super low budget. I thought that was cool. But basically, she's just trying to communicate, but she's trying to learn how this technology works inside the ship. and learning stuff about herself, and things start to go horribly wrong. How did you feel about this? How did you feel about this?
This one, believe it or not, I think is the best one.
Yeah.
Especially near the ending. I don't know if we want to spoil it, what happens to her. But
yeah, I guess
without spoiling it, I will say it was fucking wild.
Yes. Whenever she injures herself, the ship will repair her. But like, I guess it doesn't have enough human material to repair her. So it improvises. But then she screws up. Because there's animals from all over the world in there. And she gets all chopped up, and the ship's computer has to do its best, and ends up with a horrifying hybrid.
And you can tell in the beginning when she first got hit, or her, what was it? She got her finger pricked, but her finger wasn't fully healed either.
Yeah.
The way it healed, you're like, oh shit. Like, they're trying.
Yeah.
But at the end, my God. Can you imagine?
No.
Like that alone for the rest of your life. Like,
yeah, not even for the rest of your life. You're never dying because those things are going to
yeah, there is no rest of life. That is your life.
For the rest of ever.
They might have a way to separate it.
Well, I think it would end up having to be like once the ship landed again and taking her out, that's the time you're going to die. But like, that's a new fear I never thought I would have. Unlock that fear level. Fuck.
I do like that we never got a look at the alien. We just kind of get a shadowy like figure. Nothing too detailed. Not like the noodle leg aliens from a previous segment. I don't know. I like this. I really enjoyed it. I think it was her directorial debut, Katie Siegel.
She did great.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what else she does. And Mike Flanagan wrote it, and I usually like his writing. I need to watch his last few things he did.
What was the last few things?
Fall of the House of Usher. I didn't watch that.
And
I didn't watch.
Good.
I watched Midnight Mass, but then he did another
one.
He did another one, the Midnight Club or whatever. It was supposed to be a continuing series, but it got canceled. I don't think he like produced that, but yeah, whatever.
What was it called? Midnight Club?
I want to say it was Midnight Club. Hold on.
The Midnight Club theater series. There.
Yeah, the Midnight Club for Netflix. He created it, but I don't think he was as hands-on as he was with some of the other stuff. Yeah. I didn't.
Those other two that you mentioned, though.
Yeah.
Are.
They're
fucking
good.
phenomenal.
Really
the Fallen House of Usher.
Yeah.
I still can't get out of my head.
I need to watch it. I'm excited to see what he does with The Exorcist now that last one fucking fumbled so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess finally that leads us to the big one for the night, guys. Joker.
Wait, we didn't talk about the segments in between.
Oh god damn it, you're right, because I forgot. There it is.
You suck.
Never mind, not Joker. Ha, that was a joke, because I'm like the Joker. Yes, so the framing device is a bunch of people talking about this famous alien tape, and they're debating if it's real or not. And there were some real special effects people. Corridor Crew was in there, which is a YouTube channel.
That went.
CGI.
Yeah, and it went from that supposed to be YouTube channel right into the dog one, and they were watching a YouTube like video.
Yeah.
So I got very confused. I was like, wait, is it still the special effects people? I'm not. And then went back to it. I was like, what the what?
So the whole connecting story is this little documentary, like a TV documentary about this footage of this guy who kept saying he was being visited by aliens, and he filmed himself the one night. And like the whole thing, it's like, is it real? Is it real? And then they watch the footage at the end, and it's like, okay, an alien just stands over him.
This was the ending completely killed almost the entire movie for me.
Yeah.
They should have just stopped.
The framing devices in these films aren't always the best. This one, I'm like, because they were hooking me so hard, and in the end, I'm like, all right, I've kind of seen that shit before. It was a pretty big one.
Yeah, I don't even remember what was the alien doing. It wasn't even just.
It had 4 eyes, and it was like looking in his mouth or something.
That's literally all I remember from it.
Yeah,
it was doing something fucking. I was like, this doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, this did make me want to go back and watch Alien Abduction, aka the McPherson tape. Joey, did we talk about that one?
No, we did not. No.
Did you ever watch that movie though? That movie's
Nope.
good.
Doesn't sound familiar.
It's on Tubi right now. It's supposed to be called Alien Abduction. It's like one of the first found footage films, like very early. It is the most organic found footage film ever.
What's it?
It's called the McPherson Tape on Tubi. It was supposed to be called Alien Abduction, and then they did a made-for-TV version. Because they remade it because the tape got shared around so much in the 90s. That's also good. Let me just look up what it's called on YouTube. McPherson Tape.
McPherson Tape.
Okay, so Tubi has the McPherson Tape. On YouTube, the remake, the 1998 remake, is Alien Abduction Incident in Lake County. Same guy directed both of them.
So which one do I watch out of the two? The remake or the original?
Either is good. The original is shorter. It's only an hour and 3 minutes, but it feels more organic. The second one is basically the same story, but since it was broadcast on UPN, they like added a little bit more to it, added some like drama that wasn't really in. The other one literally feels like a home video that is legit getting interrupted by aliens.
I actually just Googled first found footage movie, and it actually says Cannibal Holocaust is the first one.
Well, I mean, Cannibal Holocaust feels weird because so much of that movie is not found footage.
So because you're talking like it's because it's about a found footage.
Yeah, this is
pure.
Yeah, the McPherson Tape is like straight up like so much found footage. Sorry, side rant there. They're both free. McPherson Tapes on Tubi and YouTube. Actually, they're both on YouTube for free.
Okay,
for whatever reason, the second one doesn't have an official release, but it's there. But yes, VHS Beyond. I approve of it. I want to see where the VHS series is gonna go. I'm a big fan of it now.
Same.
Next up, Black Cab on Shudder, the other horror streaming site. This is a story about a lady who's recently got back together with her boyfriend. She's not thrilled about it. She gets picked up by Nick Frost after an argument. He takes them captive against their will and drives them to a haunted road to, I guess, make them meet a ghost lady. I really dug a lot of this film. It was a fun little like classic ghost story. I was invested in it. I love Nick Frost already. So it was cool to see him play someone a little bit more menacing, but have a little bit of his charm. Kind of like Hugh Grant, sort of. Yeah, I was really, really on board with it. I was like invested. And then the end just kind of fizzled out. And I was like, oh, what kind of happened? I got a little confusing at the end. I don't know if you had the same thing. Gil, what did you think of Black Cab?
Confused.
I think the real Black Cab is the one that I wished would have picked me up and taken me away, so I wouldn't have to finish this movie. I think...
you didn't like it?
Good start. I thought they set up like a really uncomfortable atmosphere. That nightmare she has in the car with like the red tint on everything. And then the weird ghost lady who's bending backwards. Like people contorting in strange ways is always creepy. And even just the story the guy tells at dinner about that girl who's driving home and being followed with that twist ending. Like that was really uncomfortable. It set everything up so great. And then when Nick Frost shows up, it was really cool to see him doing something a little bit different. And kind of like Hugh Grant, it's a great comparison. He at first isn't entirely sinister, and Nick Frost especially, he almost comes off as sort of nice and jovial, but quickly I think the sinister edge just becomes outright sinister. And then I thought it became a lot less interesting. And you can compare this to Heretic in a couple of ways, because how do you keep that tension going for like an hour when it's just a couple people in a house, or in this case, a couple people in a car, though one of them, I'm not even sure why he's in the movie. I think he serves like a couple of purposes, but mostly he's just dead weight. But how do you keep that interesting? You need the tension. You need a roller coaster where, are they going to get away? No, they're not. Are they going to be safe? No, they're not. Instead, this just felt like just dragging. And there was really no real curiosity for me of why is he doing all this? Like I was kind of interested at first, but I eventually stopped caring, and the answer is not all that satisfying. It's almost all the opposite of what I would say about Heretic, where it was, those reveals were a lot more interesting. There were twists and turns, But here it just felt like that atmosphere, which was uncomfortable at first, just became like oppressively dreary by the end, where I just didn't want to be watching anymore. And the ending did leave me scratching my head. And if it were a better movie, I would want to think about it some more, like try and figure out what exactly happened. But it just didn't make me want to do that.
What did you think, Joey?
Well, boys, I'm often confused in life, so this was no different. And I really don't say this often, but I really did not enjoy this movie.
Really?
At all. Usually the victims in horror movies are dumb.
Yeah.
But holy fuck, are they flat out stupid in this one?
Yeah.
But I will say I really dug the intense atmosphere throughout the movie. That was really cool. But the constant overacting in this movie, I wanted to jump off a bridge. I just genuinely, and I don't say this often because I really do like a lot of movies and I try to find the good in every movie that I see because I just love movies in general. But holy shit, I did not like this one, man. I couldn't pay attention. I just could not pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, like, I agree with Gil. Like, the beginning is a lot stronger. And I like that they show the ghost stuff early. Because if this had just been a kidnapping, and then he's like, by the way, there's a ghost, I would have been like, what the fuck happened in this movie? Not everything is From Dusk Till Dawn. Not everyone can switch genres in the middle of their film, and it'll work. But yeah, so I guess without spoiling too much, like, it's a ghost that lost their kid and it wants a kid. So his plan is to offer up a pregnant girl to this ghost so the ghost will stop haunting him so he doesn't have to sacrifice his kid. But then you find out there's a reason that the girl isn't going to work. And it's like a big reveal. But then you also find out that the ghost is responsible for it. So it's like,
which I don't get at all.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't understand
why is the
that.
ghost doing any of this other shit? I don't understand.
Maybe the ghost isn't. It's just he got the wrong idea. The ghost is like, I'm good. I have my baby. But this guy just got the wrong idea totally.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Also, I love, without spoiling too much, here's the big third act reveal.
I tried my best.
I was waiting to see when you stop. I'm like, he just keeps going.
You're not missing much, honestly.
No, seriously.
Yeah,
I did think, like, to give the movie a little bit of credit for trying something, it's a cool idea to try and do this mashup where it's not a twist, like, hey, there's supernatural. From the beginning, there's this weird mix of a real physical threat, this guy, plus there's a ghost. And you're like, how are the two going to intertwine? That was interesting, but they just didn't really execute it well. Yeah,
I'd say maybe check it out. You don't have to rush to see it, really. Visuals alone, the first like half, I'd say check out because it is pretty cool. Maybe you'll like it more than us. I'm lukewarm on it. You two really did not like it. The girl. So Joey, you didn't like any of the acting in this because this girl is from Last Night in Soho, which I still have not seen. I feel like it's been 3 years of me going, I'm gonna watch it. He's my favorite director.
I really enjoyed that one.
I liked Last Night in Soho.
Yeah, that was really good.
So this is my first exposure to her. I thought she was okay in this, but
I got the impression that she was really green, like, and she was like, "This is my big break. I'm gonna nail it."
No,
and
this is not her big break,
dude.
Last Night in Soho was probably her big break.
For sure, it absolutely was. Aces compared to this one.
Yeah, she is still a relatively new actress, like from 2017 on. So yeah, I'm guessing Adam didn't see this one either.
You know, it was recommended to me a bunch. I just didn't have a chance to watch it.
Okay,
I think I've seen everything else on your list, though.
Okay, good. I think you'd actually dig this one. So Oddity tells the story of a woman who gets murdered inside her brand new giant mansion.
Already love it. Already sold.
Already love it. She was murdered by her husband's, like one of her husband's patients. He works at like an insane asylum, and one of them gets released.
You don't find that out until the end, like closer to the end of the movie.
Well, I mean, that's what it's. No.
Oh, thanks, Tony. Hey, thanks. Can't wait to watch it now.
No. Turns out there's more than meets the eye, and I'm not talking about Transformers. So yeah, this guy, they think he murdered her. The husband gets a new girlfriend.
So the husband also works at an insane asylum. That's like a number.
Said.
And then the one of the patients, you think almost through the entire first, you think one of the patients comes to the door and murders her.
Yes. It's his patient. Then later on, we find out that
like half of it.
The murdered girl has a sister who's a blind psychic medium who has like oddities, like these relics that are haunted. And it turns out she knows more about the murder than she's letting on. And then she brings them a giant wooden puppet, and then creepy stuff happens.
I'm sorry, I was half listening to you. Did you say how she was blind?
Yes, I did. I literally just.
Tony, did you mention the puppet?
I mentioned the puppet. It's actually on screen right now.
What's this movie called?
Oddity. It's called Oddity. It's called I Used to Be Funny. That's Rachel Sennett. There she is right there. No, I really, really enjoyed this one. I was into the mystery. I kind of figured out halfway through, but it was still like a fun journey. I kind of wish there were more relics. This thing was creepy as hell. This weird puppet that moves when you don't look at it, like a video game. Like one of the new Resident Evils, Resident Evil 8. There's that thing where like the wooden puppets are chasing you around. Do you remember?
Sure, yeah, sure, of course, yeah.
Or
yeah,
like the booze from Super Mario World.
Okay,
I'm not familiar with booze, Mario. I don't know. You lost. This is a movie channel, guys. Come on.
But I thought it was a good time. Gil, what did you think?
I liked it. I thought it was just a great little horror thriller. I think I felt sometimes like there wasn't enough story, but at the same time, when it felt a little bit slow, it would lull me into a sense of security. And then when scary things happened, I was like, you know what? This pace is actually working well for this movie. And I think this director does suspense so well. Like the initial murder scene, guy shows up at the door and there's an interaction between him and the woman inside. I thought it was so suspenseful. Honestly, my only complaint of the movie is that the blind woman who has this psychic ability to touch objects and see memories, I feel like if you have that ability, there are certain actions and mistakes she made that I just don't get how she made them. If your sister gets killed, I feel like you would be intensely curious about that event. I'm going to touch everything in the vicinity, and I would pretty quickly figure things out. But buying into that, I thought the direction of the movie was great. I would love to see this director take on a more substantial story, something with more in it. But as a start, I thought this was great.
I will say, I want to check out his other movies. He has a movie called Caveat with like a weird bunny thing, and I think that bunny thing makes a cameo in the background of one of these in this film. Crystal, what did you think of Oddity?
I really liked it. It actually felt very, very quick to me. I kind of want to see more. I thought the suspense was great. I think the characters were fantastic. I didn't like how the blind, like I felt so bad when the blind lady actually died. Like how she died.
Well, spoiler, but yes.
Well,
actually, no, I didn't
was
feel
just
bad.
like, no, why did she have to die that
Crystal,
way?
she got tricked with a Looney Tunes trap. I saw
she
that.
Really did.
Me. Wile E. Coyote came up with that trap, and she walked right into it.
I feel like she could have like prevented that. I don't know. It just, I was like, but the ending, I don't know if I hated it or like it. I liked it.
Oh, the very ending?
No, the very ending.
I loved the very
without
ending.
Without spoiling too much, they set up something very early in the film, and it pays off at the end. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't think they were going to deliver on that.
But I wanted to see his life get destroyed at the same time because he's such a bad guy.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him get fucking tortured. Like
he's such a bad guy, but he's also such a fun presence in the movie because there's all this like supernatural weird stuff going on around him, and he's just like, just shut up, logic. None of this is happening. Relax.
I kind of wish like all the oddities came at him at once, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean, the ending was
like
good.
the kid in Toy Story, all the toys crawling at him.
I will say that is like a giant mansion, and we only ever see this giant living room and one bedroom. I'm like, I want to see the rest of that house. It's so big.
Yeah.
They're only ever in 2 rooms. What the fuck?
And there's only, I guess now they have service.
What
all of a sudden, what?
I'll let Crystal go. It's fine. No, go ahead. I just have a stupid joke. Go ahead.
No, it's like
all
it
I
was
can
odd.
provide.
It was odd that they could only get service in the one area of the house, right?
No, that's not odd. I feel like that. My house is like
But
that.
but everywhere else they were fine.
I only get service right here if I go on. There's a balcony back here.
But it seemed like the rest of the movie they had fine with cell service, and this was like a year, like within a year.
Well, I think at that point they installed like Wi-Fi.
Within that year, they said, "Fuck it, fuck the rest of the time. My wife's dead. Time to install Wi-Fi."
He's like, I gotta clear out this blood, and also I gotta get fucking cable out here and set up a router.
You missed that line, Crystal. And also, I gotta get cable and router out here.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And for some reason, it was in Tony's voice.
I missed that. Go
but
ahead, Adam. Adam has something to say.
Wait,
Tony.
can I guess what you're gonna say?
Your joke.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking at this screenshot. Oh, I didn't know Fred Durst was in this movie too.
You got it.
Did I get it?
You got it.
Yes.
I've been doing the title thing too much. Our brains have
you're
synchronized.
So you know me, yeah. I was just gonna say the makeup effects are amazing. I can't believe you didn't point it out. Fred Durst is
I'm remembering now when you used to be on these streams, it would happen a lot where I would think of something. I'm like, oh, I have something funny to say. And then before I could say it, you would chime in, and I was like, damn it.
Feels like, let me think like a third grader. What would he say? Got it.
I will say, when you actually do see this thing move, I was actually upset we saw it move. I wanted it to be like every time they turn away, it's a little bit closer. I didn't actually want to see it move. But yeah, the effect reminds me of like Wishmaster or Creepshow 2, the wooden puppet from Creepshow 2. It reminded me of that. But yeah, just a solid flick. Just a nice little ghost story. Doesn't overstay its welcome. It doesn't get too weird. There's not like some bullshit in there. I mean, it gets a little convoluted at some point with the bad guys plan.
You didn't see the doll until he was at the table, right? You didn't see him, this wooden doll. You didn't
see a glimpse when she at one point the sister.
Oh, by the way, this is a she says, "Oh, on your 5th year wedding anniversary, you need to give a present in wood." Now, Adam, you've been married for a while. Did you get anything like this for your 5th anniversary?
Tony, I haven't had anything. Well, we don't need to get into it, but no, I didn't. No. Happily married.
All right. Well, your next anniversary, I'm going to buy you a creepy wooden puppet. I'm going to send it to you.
I keep telling my wife I need more wood in this relationship, and she's just not understanding what I'm getting at. Maybe someday. Yeah.
She keeps buying you firewood. You're like, we don't even have a fireplace. I don't understand.
Yeah. I'm at a different place in my life, and I don't know if you can fulfill my needs anymore. I need wood. Okay.
I was going to make that joke, Adam, but I felt like it was more appropriate for you to say it.
It was fair. That's fair. Yeah, I appreciate it.
But yeah, I'm going to check out this director's other work. If you have Shudder or AMC Plus, definitely check it out. It is a solid, good time.